One country once banned the World Cup. Another country hid the trophy inside a shoebox under a bed to save it from Nazis. That's not a joke. That's real World Cup history. And by the end of this video, you'll understand this entire tournament better than most people who've watched it their whole lives. Let's start with the basics. What even is the World Cup? It's a tournament where countries, not clubs, not cities, actual countries, send their best soccer players to compete for one trophy. It happens once every 4 years, and it's the single most watched sporting event on planet Earth. Bigger than the Super Bowl, bigger than the Olympics opening ceremony, bigger than anything America has. Here's a number that breaks people's brains. The 2022 World Cup final reportedly reached over 1 billion viewers worldwide. The Super Bowl, on its biggest year ever, hit about 123 million. That's not close. That's not even the same category of event. So why does the entire planet stop for this? Because almost every country on Earth plays this sport. Over 200 national teams try to qualify. Compare that to American football, which is mostly just America. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not every country gets to go straight to the World Cup. They have to earn it first. This part is called qualifying. Think of it like tryouts, but tryouts that last almost 2 years and span the entire globe. Countries are split into regions: Europe, South America, Africa, Asia, North America. Each region plays its own mini-tournament just to see who's good enough to qualify, and only a small number of spots are given to each region. This is why upsets happen constantly. Some countries with incredible talent don't even make it. In 2022, Italy, a team that's won the World Cup 4 times, didn't qualify at all. 4-time champions. Watching from home, that single fact tells you everything about how brutal this competition really is. Once a country qualifies, they make it to the main event. 32 teams, all gathered in one host country, all chasing one golden trophy. Now let's talk about how the actual tournament works, because this is where most beginners get confused. The World Cup is split into 2 stages. Stage 1 is called the group stage. Imagine 32 teams getting split into small groups of 4. Each team in the group plays the other 3 teams 1 time each. Win a game, you get 3 points. Tie a game, you get 1 point. Lose, you get 0. After all those games, the top 2 teams in each group move on. The bottom 2 go home. This is the first cliffhanger of the tournament. Massive, powerful countries can get eliminated in literally the first 2 weeks. It's happened to former champions. It's happened to fan favourites. Nobody is safe. Once the group stage ends, we move into stage 2, the knockout rounds. This is where it gets intense. Knockout means exactly what it sounds like. Lose 1 game, and you're done. Eliminated. Going home. No second chances. This is the round of 16, then the quarterfinals, then the semi-finals, then finally, the final. 1 match, 1 trophy, 1 champion crowned in front of the entire world. Here's something most beginners don't realize. If a knockout game ends in a tie after regular time, they don't just shrug and call it even. First, they play 30 extra minutes called extra time. If it's still tied after that, it comes down to penalty kicks. 5 players from each team, 1 shot each, straight at the goalkeeper from 12 yards away. This is, without question, the most stressful moment in sports. Entire countries have cried over missed penalty kicks. Careers have been defined by them. In fact, some players become legends, or villains, based on a single kick that lasted 2 seconds. Now let's talk about something most casual fans completely misunderstand: the format of the games themselves. A soccer match is 90 minutes long, split into 2 45-minute halves. There's no commercial breaks. No long pauses, no constant stoppages like American football. The clock barely stops. It just keeps running, even during fouls, even during small injuries. This is why the sport feels so different to American sports fans. It's not stop and go, it's flowing, continuous, almost like watching a storm build up slowly before it strikes. And speaking of storms, let's talk about the trophy itself, because this thing has a wild story. The original World Cup trophy was actually stolen in 1966, right before the tournament in England. It was found a week later by a dog. Yes, an actual dog sniffing around a garden hedge found the most prized trophy in world sports. That's not even the best trophy story. During World War II, Italy, fearing the Nazis might steal it, hid the trophy inside a literal shoebox under a bed to protect it. The trophy survived a world war by hiding under furniture. This tournament isn't just a sport, it's basically dripping in legendary stories. Now here's something that confuses a lot of American viewers: ties. In soccer, group stage games can end in a tie. That's completely normal. Both teams get 1 point and move on with their day. Americans hate this idea. Why? Because almost every American sport is built around a winner and a loser, every single time. But soccer accepts something most American sports don't. Sometimes 2 teams are just evenly matched, and that's okay. It's actually part of the strategy. Sometimes teams play for a tie on purpose, just to survive another round. Alright, let's bring this back to the bigger picture, because there's one more thing that makes the World Cup different from literally every other sporting event on Earth. It's not about individual fame. It's about national pride. When a player scores in the World Cup, they're not just scoring for themselves. They're representing millions, sometimes billions of people back home. This is why you see grown men crying after wins. This is why entire cities shut down to watch a single match. This is why some countries declare national holidays after winning. It's not just a game to them. It's identity, it's history, it's pride passed down for generations. And that's exactly why the World Cup hits different than anything else in sports. So let's recap everything fast. The World Cup happens every 4 years. Over 200 countries try to qualify, but only 32 make it. Those 32 battle through a group stage, then a brutal knockout stage, where one loss ends everything. Ties are normal in the group stage, but in the knockouts, someone has to win, even if it takes penalty kicks to decide it, and through all of that chaos, one trophy, one champion, and one moment of history gets created every 4 years. Here's the one thing I want you to remember. The World Cup isn't just the biggest tournament in sports. It might be the closest thing humanity has to a global moment where the entire world is watching the exact same thing, at the exact same time. If this finally made the World Cup make sense, hit subscribe, because next time we're breaking down exactly how teams build a winning strategy and why some of the smallest countries keep shocking the giants.